Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer. I'm the founder and host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to talk about unfair statement fees. So this is something that was discussed in our most recent quarterly compliance update, and it was a new topic that I really hadn't seen discussed before as we were going through this. I wanted to share this with you because this is a potential hot topic as it relates to UDAAP and specifically unfair acts or practices. So this was actually found back in the CFPB special edition of the supervisory highlights in the fall of 2023. Now, what the CFPB found was that some financial institutions are assessing fees for a number of practices that they are considering to be unfair. And they're assessing fees at first in a legitimate basis, but there is action by the bank that causes them to be unfair. So the way they're assessing fees that could be legitimate and could be okay is in two ways. The first way are for assessing fees for statements that are printed and mailed to customers. And then secondly, a fee for statements that are returned by the mail as undelivered. So both of those things have a cost and expense involved. And so if disclosed properly, it is okay to assess those fees. However, the CFPB found instances that caused them to fear that there was an unfair act or practice. What was happening was some financial institutions, and I quote, did not print or attempt to deliver paper statements, but continued to assess paper statement fees and return mail fees each month. Now, I understand in financial institutions, when you're mailing statements on a regular basis, you do this each month or each quarter, depending on the account type. But if you're mailing statements every month, and you have a customer who has either moved or given you a wrong address, you're going to end up with return mail from that customer. And your list of return statements is pretty much the same every month. And what might happen in a financial institution is somebody might say, hey, wait a second, why are we killing trees? We know that these statements are going to be returned, so let's quit printing these statements. That's likely what happened here is financial institutions made a decision to quit printing statements because they were being returned on a regular basis. The problem is the CFPB found this practice to be considered an unfair act or practice under UDAAP because the financial institution did not attempt to print or deliver the statement, but they were still assessing fees for those two services. And it could be unfair for one service or both or the other one. But if you are charging a fee for printing it and you're not doing it, and you're charging a fee for a return statement, but it's not actually being printed or returned, that is going to be considered an unfair practice by the CFPB. So the CFPB provided an example where an elderly customer realized her account was almost completely depleted because the fees had been assessed for nearly 5 years and she had not received any statements because the financial institution had her wrong address on file. And of course, that causes consumer harm, and that is problematic. So what if you have this issue? And this is something, if I were in your shoes, I would take a look and make sure that I do not have this issue in my financial institution because this could be considered an unfair act or practice. So check with your group that prints statements, see what they do on return statements, see if they ever cancel them, ever quit printing statements. And if they do, ask them for a list of those and see if they're printing fees, because that would be problematic. Now, if you do find an instance where you've been doing this, the restitution it would really be to stop the practice immediately and refund the fees to the customers. So that is something the CFPB brought up, and that again was a topic that we discussed in our winter 2024 quarterly compliance update. In our quarterly updates, we discuss a lot of little unique nuances just like this. And so if you've not been a part of our quarterly updates, take a look at them. You can find them in our store at compliancecohort.com/store. Or if you'd like to subscribe to all 4 of them, you can do so by being a premium member of the Compliance Cohort, because our premium members all have access to all 4 quarterly compliance updates. So again, you can find more information in our store, compliancecohort.com/store. Otherwise, that's it. That's all I have for this compliance clip. So until next time, I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much.